Hey everyone, my name is David Adams. For those of you who do not know me, which might be many since I graduated from high school before y'all were born in the year 2000, I am the current South Carolina state record holder for cross country. I ran 14:37 for the 5K back in 1999. The previous record before me was 14:45, set in 1988. During my senior track season, I posted personal bests of 8:57 for 3,200. I ran 4:14 for the mile twice, and I split 1:53.8 on the opening leg of a 4x800 relay. Myself and the previous record holder are the only two runners from the state of South Carolina to go under both 15 minutes and 9 minutes. I am humbled and honored to bring these videos to you. This is the first of a multiple part series that I'm doing through SCRunners and MileSplitSC. This first episode is just kind of to get to know me and hear a little bit of my story. I'll save some of the specific details for topics later on. My running days began at the age of 9 when I ran a fast mile in PE class. That summer my dad entered me in the USA Track and Field Junior Olympics, and I ended up qualifying for nationals in the 1,500 meters. A few years later, at the age of 13, I also qualified in the 3,000 meters. At the time, I had no formal running training, did no training. It was just running off of talent. I played football, basketball, and baseball, and was basically just full speed ahead all day, every day, as I'm sure my parents enjoyed. I joined the Hilton Head High cross-country team as a 7th grader, which meant that my football playing days were over at that point. A little side note, I just might be a bigger fan of football than I am of running. Don't tell anyone. My dad did coach and still coaches football for over 30 years, so I guess it's not too surprising. I continued to play basketball and baseball through 8th grade. I was a very good all-around athlete, more so than most distance runners that I've encountered. But from very early in beginning to run and train, it became clear that this was the direction I was going to follow. I won my first state championship as a 9th grader in the 3,200 meters and was blessed to never lose at that distance again at a state meet. I won state my sophomore year in cross country for the first time and led all classifications with a 15:48. Hilton Head High, which I attended, moved up to the highest classification the following year. It was 4A at the time. It would be the equivalent of the current 5A. In spring of 2000, I broke 9 minutes in the 3,200 meters and won the Taco Bell Invite. It's now called Bojangles, and that record still stands today. At that time, Alan Webb was chasing the 4-minute mile. I watched him get close earlier in the day at that meet. He ran a 4:03. I was named South Carolina Mr. Track after winning 3 gold medals in a single day at the 2000 state meet. It was the 4x800, 1,600, and the 3,200 meters. I was also named Gatorade Male Track Athlete of the Year. 9 state championships over my career, with the 4x800 being the only team win. Hilton Head wasn't as dominant as y'all may be familiar with back then. I received a scholarship to run at Clemson University. My freshman year at Clemson, I won 2 of my first 3 races and broke 25 minutes for the 8K. I later placed 13th at the ACC Championships. I was voted MVP of the team that season and later was part of the ACC Indoor Track Championship team. That spring was sort of the beginning of the end for my running career. I got a stress fracture in my foot and I ended up redshirting outdoor track. That summer, as I was scrambling to get back in shape for cross country, I developed Achilles tendonitis in one of my legs. And over the next 9 months, I only ran a handful of times, dealing with constant pain in both legs. I did not handle this pivotal moment in my life very well. This would end up being the biggest dose of adversity that I would face, at least up until that moment, and did not stand up very well to the challenge. I could burn hours on the next few years of my life, but I'll save that for another time. Almost 10 years later, I began running again. By this time, I was a full-time firefighter, married, and the first of my 3 kids was about to be born. I was challenged by a guy from work to start running again. I also didn't want to put on any weight like I had seen happening to other guys that I knew. Now at 35 years old, I refer to my racing times as my over 30 PRs, and I don't hold out too much hope to officially PR in anything again. However, since my comeback, I have managed to post times of 1:12:07 for the half marathon, 2:47 in my only marathon, 15:25 for the 5K, and 4:22 for the mile. I think I'm most proud of those last 2, despite them being easier for me personally to pull off. Everything has not been set in stone for this series, but I hope to provide you all with impactful and relatable stories and tips that can help your life and your running. Please reach out to me and I will do my best to respond if you have any questions and or suggestions for this series or want something answered directly. The easiest place to find me is Instagram, @AdamsRuns. Good luck to everyone running in the state meet this weekend. Unfortunately, I will be unable to attend this year. Don't forget that it's a blessing and an honor to participate in these events. Don't take it for granted, and because it'll be over before you know it. Make the best of your time here, make some memories, and most of all, have fun. See you soon.